Hi, everybody. Sherry Leopold here, and it's an honor and a pleasure again to be here with another 2024 Wow Warrior honoree. Congratulations, Jenn Cole. I am so excited for you to be a 2024 Wow Warrior. Congratulations.
Thanks, Sherry. I appreciate it.
You are an incredible woman and on so many levels. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you do. I know you personally and adore you, but I would love for you to share with our viewers a little bit about who Jenn Cole is, Jenn Cole Designs, whatever. Tell us what you do and how you're impacting the world.
All right, so basically, for those who don't know, my name is Jennifer Cole, but everybody in the community calls me Jenn Cole. Everybody knows me as Jenn Cole. So basically, I am a wedding gown designer, fashion designer. I specialize in custom wedding gowns, formal gowns. I do alterations, both male and female. I travel a lot doing alterations for like the hotels, the resorts, different things like that. I've been in business 26 years, from Mississippi to New York, and now I'm in Dallas, Texas.
I That is so much, and there's a passion project that you have, but we're gonna come back to that in a little bit that I know is near and dear to your heart as well. And I do wanna say your work is exquisite and beautiful, and I'm so honored that you designed my daughter's wedding dress, and it was
It was
every time I look at that picture, I think, "Oh, it's so beautiful. It was so her, and it was perfect." And if you haven't had your special day and it's coming up, you need to talk to Jenn because she is just incredible and pays attention to every little detail and
yeah.
listens. So there's that. Anyway, got that out of the way. Jenn, I want to ask you the first question I'd really like to ask you is what does it mean to you to be a woman of worth? What is that? How does that resonate with you?
Well, I think being a woman of worth at my age, Sherry, means that you're just a woman full of knowledge. So basically, you are a valuable person to the next generation coming up. You have a lot to give back. So basically, you've been through a lot of storms and adversities, and you've overcome all of that stuff. So basically, you have a lot of knowledge to actually give back to those coming behind you. So that's what I think a woman of worth is.
And I love that because that's literally one of the foundational pieces of being a wow warrior is that you understand that your journey is an inspiration, right? And is that I guess if you want to say that stake in the ground that say, listen, I've been through some stuff and I did it and you can do
Yeah,
it too. See, I did it. I'm gonna show you.
yeah,
And you are definitely a wonderful example of having been through some stuff and kept going, right?
yeah.
It's a beautiful journey. If you haven't ever talked to Jenn, you should. I would like for you to share, if you wouldn't mind, if you've been through a specific moment of challenge or something that was really difficult on your path to success and becoming that woman of worth. What was that, or what did it look like, and how did you navigate it?
Whew. I think, Sherry, in 26 years of being in business, actually last month made 27 years, the the hardest thing I've had to face in all these years is the loss of my mother. You know, sometimes in life, I mean, life experiences, things happen, you know, with your loved ones or whatever that can just really change your life all the way around. And losing my mom was one of those things. It was the hardest thing that I ever been through. I think in my life I've ever been through as far as was losing my mom. So me and my mom shared so much. My son actually came from her, and I guess that's why, because we shared so much. Our gifts were the same. She knew it's my gift of sewing until I took it to another level. So basically, that was my hardest thing. But at the time, I really didn't know how to deal with it. But I guess just praying and staying close to God is what got me through it. It really wasn't friends or anything like that. It's something that people really didn't know that I was at the verge of breaking behind losing my mom. I packed up, I left New York, Sherry, put all my things in a storage room. So that's how I ended up in Dallas. So that was one of the hardest things. And I think I'm at a point now where I've gotten better at her not being here. Um, because at the beginning I couldn't travel, I couldn't do anything. It's like that was the worst thing that I ever been through. But basically, I just stayed focused on God and prayerful, and that's what got me through it.
Oh, that's beautiful. And of course, because she is in you, because you are her, she's
Yeah,
always with you, right? And and
yeah.
and I think it's a nice little segue because I want you to share. You did something. It sort of brought something up in you that you had working on a passion project, but you actually changed that to honor her. Can you share what that is, Jen? I'd really like for people to understand what that beautiful thing is that you're doing.
So because of I traveled a lot, Sherry, over the years, and it didn't matter where I was at. My mom was always a part of that. If I was getting on the plane, I was on the phone with her. If I'm getting off the plane, I'm on the phone with her. If I'm designing, I'm discussing that dress or whatever I'm making with her. So basically, it's like my journey has always been centered around her because of what she couldn't do. Then I actually went to that level and took her gift of sewing and my gift of sewing to that different level. So in 2019, because of all my travel, I actually God gave me a vision to build a school, a design school for underprivileged girls in Africa. So we did the launch for the school in 2020. In 2021 is when my mom actually got sick, and I kind of put everything on hold. We were in the beginning stages, so I stopped fundraising. I just couldn't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Until I got myself together after she passed. So basically, it's like one day I was crying, 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 Sherry, and it's like I was like, Lord, I can't go on. My best friend is gone. So it's like something just came over me and said, no, you will go on. You will name that school after your mom in honor of her because that's where my gift of sewing came from. And it's like the spirit spoke to me and said, where she couldn't travel with you when she was living, now she can travel with you everywhere. So that pushed me to pick up and start back doing what I was doing, Sherry. But so in December, to honor her, her birthday is New Year's Eve. So basically, I worked all the month of December 2023 to actually change everything over to her name. So I'm gonna start everything fresh this year, start the fundraising for the school, and get back to working on the school, and go back to Africa. And even though I went through all of that, Sherry, I never stopped communicating with the girls. There are some of the girls that I have helped who are doing really, really great. Some of these girls have created wedding gowns. Some of
Oh,
these
that's
girls have,
amazing. And Jen,
yeah,
just tell a little bit about what that mission is with the school because there's a whole really thought process behind it. I think it really illustrates that wow warrior in you and that was in your mother and that she instilled in you.
yeah,
Tell what the mission is behind the school. It's not just like teaching them sewing. Tell them what the mission is.
right. So Sherry, when I grew up very poor, right? So this is very personal for me. It's not about the money. It's not about shining. It's all about those girls. So I actually adopted a little girl in Sierra Leone, and at 6 years old, she could sew anything. So basically, I don't know. It's like I just fell in love with her, and then I partnered with the Taste of Africa in Ghana, and I was going to do an annual show once a year for the Taste of Africa, and I was going to choose only 20 girls to actually work with and help them with designs and stuff. And but then when I started soliciting girls, I must have got over 100 girls that actually reached out to me, and I was like, Lord, what do I do? And that's where I got the idea to build a school. So basically, I can look at these girls, Sherry, from growing up the way that I did with my gift of sewing, but then because you're poor, people look down on you because you're poor, and they don't assume that you can become the designer that you're actually dreaming to be. Well, that is not so. Just because you're poor does not mean that you are illiterate. Does not mean that you're not smart. Does not mean that you don't have a gift. So basically, I can look at those girls and I can feel their pain in wanting to become a designer and not having the funds to actually do it. So basically, this school is to actually put them through a training program, a 2-year program, giving them everything that they need to succeed in the fashion industry, and also to actually see more African American designers in the fashion industry, because the fashion industry is very cutthroat, Sherry. So basically, that's what it is. It's actually to help them to become, to fulfill their dreams in designing. There is a way. If I did it, they can do it too, and that's what I want them to see. Yeah.
And it's also a matter of protection for them, right? It
Yeah.
gives them the resources that they don't have to opt to some of that, the
Yeah.
other stuff they would have to do to survive on the street, so to speak, right? And I
Yeah.
think that that's such an important part of what you're doing, is empowering them
Yeah.
to create a self-sustaining way to manage their own life and give them agency over their own destiny, right? By giving them the tools to create their own income.
And not just for them, you know what I'm saying? This is for generations to come. So
Yes.
when these girls go through this program, it's going to be a 2 year program once the school is built. So I have to do a lot of fundraising, Sherry, to actually get this done. This is bigger than me, you know. So basically, once this is done, even if one of those girls, the school will house 50 girls at a time. Even if one of those girls decided, well, okay, I want to do a manufacturing, I want to do mass production. Well, any of those girls under that went to school with them could actually work under that person, still creating jobs for them, their families, and generations to come. So
Amazing.
this is something that's really, really bigger than me, but God gave me that vision, share it, and I'm going to see it through.
I love it. And that actually, you just totally answered the question about how you're going to use your gifts to impact the world, because we can
Right.
see it happening already, not just in the women that you're designing the dresses for. And I know
Right.
you just did a whole series in Black History Month of beautiful African inspired patterns and clothes, which was outstanding and beautiful to watch. You're impacting on so many levels and in so many ways. And I think you already I know who the person is, but I'm gonna let you answer it. What woman has inspired you and been a role model for you?
Of course, my mom.
That's right. Frances, the beautiful Frances.
Yes, Francis White. So, and one other person. So I don't know if you know, the only African American noted designer was Ann Lowe. So Ann Lowe actually designed gowns for the Rockefellers in New York. Ann Lowe had two different offices, design shops, actually on Fifth Avenue in New York, way back in the 50s, 60s. So basically, she designed Jackie Kennedy's gown, wedding gown, but she never got the credit for it until she died. So her story has always been an inspiration to me that I can do it too. A lot of stuff that I read about her that she actually went through, I went through the same thing. You think about it, she went from Alabama to New York. Okay, I went from Mississippi to New York. Okay, Ann Lowe actually she filed bankruptcy twice, so that just lets you know how cutthroat. But to even have a boutique in New York back in the 50s or 60s, Sherry, in New York on Fifth Ave, that's an accomplishment. That is,
Absolutely. And a fine role model right there with
yeah,
your mom.
exactly.
Amazing. So I want to ask you, as a Woman of Worth Award honoree, what advice would you give to a woman that might be struggling, like feeling like she's not worthy of that major success? What encouragement would you give her, Jenn?
My encouragement would be to keep going, never give up. Don't listen to the negative stuff. Sherry, I grew up poor, and I never would have thought that I would get to where I am today. So anything is possible, and you just have to have faith and believe in yourself. And you cannot look at what you see other people doing, because when you see other people doing better than you, it'll always kind of make you think, okay, what I'm doing is not good enough. So don't focus on everything around you. Focus on what you're doing. Do your best at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, looking at the world, it'll always look like, okay, what you're doing is little, but it's really not, because I never would have thought that my little gift of song would take me all over the world like it has. So basically,
Absolutely.
just stay focused on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing and be you. Be you, the unique you.
That's right. And you know what? Such incredibly wise words, Jenn, and such an inspiration. I absolutely know that people are going to want to view what you're doing. So let's talk about where they can get in contact with you, Jennifer.
So basically, my regular business, which is the Jenn Designs Inc., which is my designing business, you can get in contact me at www.jenncole.design, not .com. And as far as the school, if you want to see what I've already accomplished as far as the school is concerned, you can go to the school's website and you'll see a lot of videos, a lot of footage in Ghana. And that school, I changed the name of the school to Francis Price White School of Fashion Design. So I changed it from Jenn Cole Design School to Francis Price White School of Fashion Design, and that website is FPW School of Fashion dot design. Again, it's dot design, not .com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope people are inspired. And I actually hope they're inspired to give to the cause. That is something that doesn't only impact one person. As you said,
Right.
it impacts generations. And it's a beautiful cause to be able to empower somebody. It's truly an example of the ripple of blessings that you're causing, Jenn. I salute you. I
Thank you.
congratulate you. I'm so proud to call you friend, Jennifer
Thank you,
Cole.
Sherry.
And I just salute you and congratulate you for being a 2024 Wow Warrior honoree.
And thank you for the honor, Sherry. I really appreciate it.